Hi, I'm here to talk to you about Microsoft Teams and where the hell is my content in Teams. So Microsoft Teams has a number of services and a number of first-party apps, which we're going to talk through each in turn to explain where it is that your content is stored. We quite often get into the conversation with customers and it can be confusing, so I just wanted to shed some light on the subject. If we look at Teams, we've got 5 sort of first-party apps. We've got Chat, Calendar, Teams, Files and Calls. And each of those services end up using other Microsoft 365 services. And it's a great example of how Teams, this sort of work group, this work hub operating system, enables you to access content in other parts of Microsoft 365 but through one user interface. So let's delve into each of these applications and go through where your content is stored. So starting with files. Files live in OneDrive for Business. So the Files app is your personal home drive within Teams, and the content that you put in there lives in OneDrive for Business and stored in OneDrive for Business. Right, let's talk about Teams. So when you create a team within Microsoft Teams, there are a number of services which you're working with. So a team provisions an Office 365 group, which is an Exchange Online feature and was developed by the Exchange team. So that will provision a mailbox for that team. Additionally, a SharePoint site is created for the team as well, and a document library is provisioned, and for each channel in a team a folder is created so that your content that you're viewing when you click on the Files tab is showing content from that folder in the document library. The conversations that you're having in that team are stored using Exchange Online, and they're held against they're held in the mailbox which is associated to the Office 365 group. Additionally, we've got a wiki which most people don't use. We've also, quite often people will create a planner tab as well. So the planner tab uses the planner service, and planner itself also uses Exchange and SharePoint. So when we are writing comments against a task, those are stored in Exchange Online, and when we upload attachments to a task, those are held in SharePoint Online. So the next one is Chat. So the Chat app, we've got 2 types of chat. We can have one-to-one or one-to-many or group chat, and those, again, like we talked about in Teams, are held in Exchange Online. But rather than being associated to a 365 group mailbox, they're held in the user mailbox, and they're held in the mailbox for the user who initiated that chat. So let's talk about meetings. So meetings can be created in 2 different ways. We can create a meeting where the organizer is a user and the user hosts the meeting, or we can create a meeting where the meeting belongs to a team channel. When we create a meeting associated to a user, then the conversations around that meeting are held in the user's mailbox, and the files which are uploaded through that meeting are held in the meeting organizer's OneDrive for Business. If we create a meeting associated to a channel, then the conversations are recorded in that channel against that meeting object, and those live in Exchange Online, and the files are uploaded into SharePoint Online. And I have to say, our top tip is, if you're having meetings, then try and have them associated to a team channel, so that then the conversations and the discussions and the files are not lost. They can be referred back to by other team members who maybe they attended the meeting, maybe they didn't attend the meeting, but they can access those files. The other thing about a meeting, of course, is that you can record a meeting, and this uses the Microsoft Stream service. And when we get a recording, then that recording ends up living in the Stream environment. Now, Microsoft announced last year that they were changing this, and now you can enable an option where you store the meeting recording in your OneDrive if you created the meeting, or if it's associated to a team channel, then that recording lives in SharePoint Online. It really came around because of the trouble or hassle it is to share those recordings with people outside of the organisation. Anyway, I hope you found that useful, and if you did, please leave a comment. And if you're interested in finding more about how you can get more value out of Microsoft Teams and the Microsoft 365 platform, then please get in touch with us via the iThink website. A link will be displayed after this video. Thanks for listening. Cheers. Bye-bye.